But President Obama said that's where you make clear whether during your visits to either Moscow or St. Petersburg you engaged in conduct that you now regret, and that a reasonable observer say that you are potentially vulnerable to blackmail by Russia or by its intelligence agencies.
Let me just tell you what I did.
All right, so you guys heard about this? The whole BuzzFeed thing, they released this unverified dossier of Donald Trump like pissing on some girls and just some other information about him. So that's what the question is in regards to. I don't know what to think of it. I'm always usually on the side of thinking that what Trump denies is true, given that he has lied just all the way through to the presidency. The man didn't stop lying from when he started running to the very end of it, and he's still lying. And I guarantee you when he becomes president, it's going to get worse. But let's see what he has to say about it.
I was in Russia years ago with the Miss Universe contest, which did very well. The Moscow area did very, very well. And I told many people, be careful, because you don't want to see yourself on television. Cameras all over the place. And again, not just Russia, all over. Does anyone really believe that story? I'm also very much of a germaphobe, by the way. Believe me.
So Trump denies it, obviously, and he denies it by saying that there's cameras everywhere. You know, pretty much implying, would I be that stupid to do something like that when I know I'm being filmed? Well, yes, I do think you're that stupid, Donald Trump. And then he also follows it up with, I'm a germaphobe. So basically that's implying that I'm not going to be pissing on women because I'm a germaphobe, and that would be gross. I don't know, man. I'm not going to say that it's true, but I'm also not astonished that something like that was released and that he is being blamed for something like that. I mean, I don't put things past Donald Trump. I don't.
About how you plan to disentangle yourself from your business, but first, I have to follow up on some of these Russia remarks. Based on your comments here today, do you believe the hacking was justified? Does Russia have any leverage over you, financial or otherwise? And if not, will you release your tax returns to prove it?
So I tweeted out that I have no dealings with Russia. I have no deals in Russia. I have no deals that could happen in Russia because we've stayed away. And I have no loans with Russia. As a real estate developer, I have very, very little debt. I have assets that are, and now people have found out how big the company is. I have very little debt, I have very low debt. But I have no loans with Russia at all. And I thought that was important to put in. I certified that. So I have no deals. I have no loans.
Hey, guys, he certified that. So it must be true. It's the certification. It's the Donald Trump stamp of approval. I mean, he said he had no dealings with Russia, and he means it. And this man never lies. Donald Trump is known to be a truthful man. He is known to always tell the truth, never slide in half-truths, or ever try to dupe the U.S. population. It's only what his campaign was fucking run on, lying to everybody. What, and because Donald Trump just says he has no ties with Russia, then therefore we believe him? The people that he surrounded himself with do have ties with Russia. And this dossier said that Donald Trump had been dealing with Putin for a long time, that actually Putin had helped them for like the last 5 years. Now, I'm not saying any of that stuff is true. It's an unverified document. But again, it sounds true to me. I mean, it sounds like something Donald Trump would do. And again, I'm not going to put anything past Donald Trump. I think the man is a fucking idiot. And I think that he is a con man, and he will do anything, say anything to get the population on his side. And this is just another example of how he's doing that. If you watch what he has said through his campaign, the man never stopped lying. I mean, here's an example right here.
Heard Donald talking about what he did to women. And after that, a number of women have come forward saying that's exactly what he did to them. Now, what was his response? Well, he held a number of big rallies where he said that he could not possibly have done those things to those women because they were not attractive enough for them to be assaulted.
I did not say that.
In fact, he went on to say...
Her 2 minutes, sir, her 2 minutes.
But did not say that.
It's her 2 minutes.
He went on to say, look at her. I don't think so.
Take a look. You take a look. Look at her. Look at her words. You tell me what you think. I don't think so. I don't think so.
About another woman, he said, that wouldn't be my first choice.
And he went after me on the plane. Yeah, I'm going to go after. Believe me, she would not be my first choice, that I can tell you. Man. You don't know. That would not be my first choice.
I did not
them
say
to be
that.
assaulted.
I did not say that.
Yes,
I
go
just
ahead.
wanted to follow that before we go into conflicts. Do you believe the hacking was justified, and will you release your tax returns to prove what you're saying about no deals in Russia?
Well, not releasing tax returns because, as you know, they're under audit.
But every president since the 70s has had a
gee, I've
required
never
audit
heard
from the
that.
IRS. The
Gee,
last
I've never
six
heard
they released him.
that.
But as
I've never heard
president,
that.
sir, is
You know, the
taking
only
off.
cares about my tax returns are the reporters. Okay?
You don't think the American public is concerned
No,
about
I don't
that?
think so. I won.
Do you believe
When
the
I became
hacking?
president. No, I don't think they care at all. I don't think they care at all. I think you care. I think you care.
Can you believe this? That all these people are cheering that he's not giving up his tax returns and saying that you reporters are the only ones who care. And they're like, yeah, we are. Woohoo. What the fuck, man? The fact that he didn't release his tax returns and still was elected is astonishing to me. Blatantly not handing over his tax returns. And why would he do such a thing? Ask yourself that. It's obviously because he's hiding something. Now, do I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt? No. But from what I've learned from Trump, when he's not doing something like that, it's to hide something. And what would he be hiding? Maybe the fact that he's not as rich as he says he is. Oh, my company is so big. We're all around the world. We're super rich. And my tax returns would show that, but I'm not handing them over. And also in his lie that because he's under audit that he can't give over his tax returns. Well, guess what, Trump? You can. So go ahead and hand that over so we can actually find out what the fuck's going on with you instead of your bolstering. And the big one would be we would definitively find out if he does have financial ties with Russia. And that would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. But nope, he's not gonna give it up. And you reporters are really the only one who cares about it anyways. I care about it. A lot of people care about it, Trump. So why don't you go ahead and hand that over? I know you're not going to, but you know.
Okay, go ahead.
President-elect, I have a question about the Supreme Court and the border security, but I also want you to ask you about something you said on Twitter this morning. Are we living in Nazi Germany? What were you driving at there? Do you have a problem with the intelligence community? And on the Supreme Court, what's your timeline? You said a while ago you were down to 4. Have you conducted those interviews yet? What's your timeline for nominating? And on the border fence, it now appears clear U.S. taxpayers will have to pay for it up front. What is your plan to get Mexico to pay for it?
I got it. You have any more? On the fence. It's not a fence, it's a wall. You just misreported it.
Well, Trump, you're the one who said that there could be some fencing. It was in that interview you did right after you got elected. You talked about how the wall could possibly be turned into fencing in some area. So they didn't misreport it, Trump. It came out of your own fucking mouth. But again, this is just Trump denying, and people will believe him. Apparently, if you just deny, the U.S. population doesn't want to go in and have to fucking research everything the man is denying, so they're just going to believe him and say, well, he's going to make America great again. And he's going to have his ways that he does that, and, you know, maybe they're a little different, but, you know, we need to shake things up, and he's going to make America great again, even though he just completely denies any accusations that are thrown his way without dealing with them in an actual adult manner. But this is nothing new from Trump. This is the same shit.
We're going to build a wall. I could wait about a year and a half until we finish our negotiations with Mexico, which will start immediately after we get to office, but I don't want to wait. Mike Pence is leading an effort to get final approvals through various agencies and through Congress for the wall to begin. I don't feel like waiting a year or a year and a half. We're going to start building. Mexico, in some form, and there are many different forms, will reimburse us, and they will reimburse us for the cost of the wall. That will happen, whether it's a tax or whether it's a payment, probably less likely that it's a payment, but it will happen. So remember this, okay? I would say we are going to build a wall, and people would go crazy. I would then say, who's going to pay for the wall? And people would all scream out, 25, 30,000 people, because nobody's ever had crowds like Trump has had. You know that. You don't like to report that, but that's okay. Okay, now he agrees. Finally, he agrees. But I say, who's going to pay for the wall? And they will scream out, Mexico. Now, reports went out last week. Oh, Mexico's not going to pay for the wall because of a reimbursement. What's the difference?
Do I seriously have to explain what the difference is? 1, they're paying for the wall before you build it. And 2, you're in negotiations for them possibly reimbursing you for the wall, which isn't settled. So we have no idea if it's going to happen, but you're moving forward with the wall anyways. So what's the difference? There's a huge difference, Trump. You said, I'm going to make Mexico pay for it. And then immediately backpedals into, well, they're going to reimburse us for it. And it's most likely, did you hear him? It's most likely not going to be in the form of payment, but there's many ways they can pay us. So he might get Mexico to do one little thing for America, and then he's going to say, see, they reimbursed us for the fucking wall. I mean, the whole fucking campaign, he's like, yeah, this wall is going to be great, it's going to be awesome, and they're going to pay for it. And then immediately backpedals into, they're going to reimburse us, but I'm moving ahead with it anyways. Well, what happens when they don't pay for it and they don't reimburse us? Well, then all that was just bullshit.
The tweet that you had this morning about are we living in Nazi Germany, what were you driving at there? What are you trying to tell the people?
I think it was disgraceful that the intelligence agencies allowed any information that turned out to be so false and fake out. I think it's a disgrace. And I say that. And that's something that Nazi Germany would have done and did do. I think it's a disgrace. That information that was false and fake and never happened got released to the public.
The American Intelligence Agency is supposed to stop all information coming out about you by random sources. I don't think they're that good. Trump's actually blaming the American Intelligence Agency for not stopping this dossier from being released.
As far as BuzzFeed, which is a failing pile of garbage, writing it, I think they're going to suffer the consequences. They already are. And as far as CNN going out of their way to build it up, and by the way, we just found out I was coming down. Michael Cohen is a very talented lawyer. He's a good lawyer in my firm. It was just reported that it wasn't this Michael Cohen they were talking about. So all night long, it's Michael Cohen. I said, I want to see your passport. He brings his passport to my office. I say, hey, wait a minute. He didn't leave the country. He wasn't out of the country. Then Michael Cohen of the Trump Organization was in Prague. It turned out to be a different Michael Cohen. It's a disgrace. What took place, it's a disgrace. And I think they ought to apologize to start with Michael Cohen.
Sir, since you're attacking us, can you give us a question? Mr. President-elect.
Go ahead.
Mr. President-elect, since you are attacking our news organization, can you give us a chance?
Your organization
you are attacking our news organization. Can you give us a chance to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect, can you state categorically, Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question? You're attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you give us a question?
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
Go ahead.
can you state categorically that nobody... No, Mr. President-elect, that's not appropriate.
Let me make something perfectly clear here. CNN is not comparable to BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is not held to any standard, and they shouldn't be. They're not like mainstream media. They are not meant to actually give us our news for the day. Now, CNN is not the best, and I hate that I have to defend them, but they are not fake news. The mainstream media is not fake news. Yes, they will put spin on things, but spin is not the same thing as being fake. They will not actually write something that is not true or just make up stories. They might not give the race of certain people or hold out some information, but that is not fake news in the sense of actually false. But people are throwing mainstream media under the fucking bus. And the people that are doing this, where are they getting their information from? Are they getting their information from YouTube channels? These so-called news stations on fucking YouTube like Mark Dice? Well, guess what? Where do you think they're getting their information from? Do you think that these so-called news organizations like TYT and all these people have field reporters that go out and actually get the fucking stories? No. They report on other people's stories, mainstream media stories, who has actual field reporters and who can actually go out into the field and gather information. But these news channels on fucking YouTube and these .coms, all these .coms, they are not actual fucking news, people. That is the fake news we're talking about. I mean, how fucking dumb are people to think that CNN is like BuzzFeed? And also, CNN did not release the dossier. It was BuzzFeed that released the dossier, and then CNN reported that BuzzFeed had reported on it. And then Donald Trump calls them out for being fake news and won't answer a question by a senior White House correspondent. And this is only laying the groundwork for in the future when there's actual stories coming out about Trump and maybe this stuff in the dossier is actually verified and it's true. And what is he going to do? He's going to say, you're fake news. I'm not answering your questions. He's basically trying to set up a presidency where he doesn't have to be fucking accountable for anything. Trump cannot stop playing the victim card. He believes he is the most persecuted man on earth, with all these false accusations being thrown his way. Yeah, well, how do you think Obama felt when you were denying the fact that he was even a citizen of the U.S. and couldn't run for president? And do you remember all the crazy shit Donald Trump would say about Obama? all the unfair allegations, unfounded allegations that he would just throw his way. And now he's fucking crying like a little bitch because people are reporting false information about him. Well, serves you fucking right, doesn't it?